Okay, bonsoir, mesdames et messieurs. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Before I start the regular sitting of our meeting of October the 2nd, I would like to thank our director, I believe he's here, yeah, our director of recreation, Mike Lehman, his staff, and all the volunteers and coaches that took part in our 2023 Mini Olympics and made it an unbelievable 3-day event for the 100 and young Kirkland residents that participate. Aussi, ce week-end, nous avons eu le rendez-vous des aînés où 14 kiosques représentant des organismes communautaires étaient présents pour donner de l'information à nos aînés Kirkland. Merci Mike et à ton personnel. Thank you Mike. Sur une note plus triste, c'est avec grande tristesse que j'ai appris ce week-end le décès subit de M. Trent Dean, président de l'association de Lakeshore Baseball. Dévoué bénévole, Trent assurait la présidence de cette association depuis plus de 5 ans, veillant à ce que le baseball continue de prospérer au sein de notre communauté et que ce sport ouvre grand les bras à tous nos jeunes pour qu'ils y sentent bienvenus, peu importe leur niveau d'habileté. Au nom du conseil municipal, des membres de notre administration et de toute la communauté kirklandaise, j'offre à la famille de Trent et à ses proches nos plus sincères condoléances en cette difficile période. Puissons-nous trouver réconfort à l'idée du solide héritage qu'il laisse à l'ensemble de la collectivité. It was with great sadness that I learned this weekend on the sudden passing of Mr. Trent Dean, president of the Lakeshore Baseball Association. A dedicated volunteer, Trent had served as president of the association for more than 5 years, ensuring that baseball continues to thrive in our community and that the sport opened its arms wide to all our young people, making them feel welcome, regardless of their skill level. On behalf of the Municipal Council, a member of the administration, and the entire Kirkland community, I offer Trent, family, and loved ones our deepest condolences in this difficult time. May we find comfort in the strong legacy he leaves in the entire community. I would like you to stand up for a moment of silence. Merci, thank you. Bon, je passe la parole à Mme Riendo.
Merci. Alors, premièrement, l'adoption de l'ordre du jour. It is proposed to adopt the agenda of the present regular sitting of October 2nd, 2023, with the addition of 2 items under new business.
Propose.
I'll propose it, Doug Ezekiel.
I need somebody to second.
And I'll second that, John Morrison.
Thank you.
Au point 3.1, il est proposé de ratifier le procès verbal de la séance ordinaire tenue le 5 septembre 2023 à 20h.
Un proposeur.
Je l'ai proposé Luciano Di Giacchia.
Et secondé.
Je le seconde, Nancy Cook-Mercedes.
Merci.
Item 3.2, it is proposed that the minutes of the special sitting held on September 14, 2023 at 8 p.m. be approved.
Propose.
I'll propose that, Mike Brown.
And second.
I'll second that, Steve Bouchard.
Au point 4, il est proposé de confirmer et d'approuver le paiement d'un montant total de 4 371 700,10 $ pour l'ensemble des chèques émis et annulés, les dépôts directs et les paiements préautorisés pour la période du 26 août au 30 septembre 2023.
Un proposeur,
I propose John Morrison.
secondé.
I'll second that, Mike Brown.
Merci.
Il n'y a aucune réglementation qui est traitée à la présente séance. Vous avez le point 6, contrat. First item is the awarding of contract TP 2023-23-01 is the supply of a chip box. Following this call for tenders by invitation, one bid was received within the allotted time frame. The bid was opened publicly on September 8th, and following a review of the documents received, it was deemed compliant with the tender specifications. It is proposed to award contract TP 2023-23-01 to Soudure Group Inc., the only confirming bidder, for a total amount of $85,746.06, all applicable taxes included.
Propose.
I'll propose that Nancy Cook Considers.
And second.
I'll second that Luciano Picciacchia.
Au point 6.2, il s'agit de l'octroi du contrat Génie 2023-620, planage de la chaussée d'asphalte et revêtement bitumineux. Suivant cet appel d'offres public, 3 soumissions ont été reçues à l'intérieur du délai imparti. Les soumissions ont été ouvertes publiquement le 28 septembre et à la suite d'un examen des documents reçus, les soumissions ont été jugées conformes au document d'appel d'offres. Il est proposé d'octroyer le contrat Génie 2023-620 à Sintra Inc., le plus bas soumissionnaire conforme, pour un montant total de 876 661,52 $, toutes taxes applicables incluses.
Un proposeur.
Je vais le proposer, Steve Bouchard.
Et secondé.
Je le seconde, Dominique Zito.
Item 6.3 is the first renewal option of contract TP 2022-06 Animal Control Services with 2 renewal options. This is the first renewal option. So this contract was initially awarded on November 7, 2022 to Contrôle Animalier Vaudreuil-Soulanges. It is proposed that this contract be renewed with Contrôle Animalier Vaudreuil-Soulanges for a first renewal option covering the period of November 1st, 2023 to October 31st, 2024 for a total amount of $21,771.67, all applicable taxes included. This amount includes a revision of unit prices corresponding to the Consumer Price Index.
Propose.
I propose that John Morrison.
And second.
I'll second that Karen Cliff.
Thank you.
Point 6.4, il s'agit d'un achat regroupé de sel de déglaçage bleu traité pour la saison hivernale 2023-2024. Considérant que la Ville a participé en tant que municipalité liée à l'appel d'offres public 23-19980 de la Ville de Montréal pour la fourniture de sel de déglaçage traité des chaussées pour la saison hivernale 2023-2024, considérant que la Ville accepte de faire partie d'une entente pour la fourniture de ce sel de déglaçage au prix de 118,46 la tonne métrique, transport inclus, plus les taxes applicables pour une quantité estimée de 2800 tonnes. Il est proposé d'autoriser une dépense de 381 358,28 $, toutes taxes applicables incluses, pour la fourniture de sel de déglaçage pour la saison hivernale 2023-2024 du 15 septembre 2023 au 30 avril 2024 avec la firme Cargill Sel Sécurité Routière, une division de Cargill Limited.
Un proposeur.
I'll propose that, Mike Brown.
Et secondé.
Je vais seconder Luciano Picciacchia.
Just to tell you, that's un regroupement d'achat with the City of Montreal and other merged cities like Montclair, Dorval, and all that. Brings down the prices completely. So go ahead.
Au point 6.5, it's additional expenses. It is proposed to authorize an additional expenditure of $2,763.37, all applicable taxes included, payable to Provencher Roy Associés Architectes Inc. for additional work carried out under contract Urbain 2020-01, professional development services for a special planning program for the Kirkland Ram Station area.
Proposed.
I'll propose that, Karen Cliff.
And second.
I'll second it, Dominic Zito.
Point 6.6, il s'agit de dépenses additionnelles. Dans le cadre du contrat TP 2023-33, installation de fûts et réverbères, il est proposé d'autoriser une dépense additionnelle de 8 403,52 $, toute taxe applicable incluse, payable à Construction NRC Inc. pour les travaux supplémentaires effectués dans le cadre du contrat TP 2023-33, installation de fûts et réverbères.
Proposeur.
Je vais proposer Steve Bouchard.
Secondé.
Je secondé John Morrison.
Item 6.7, it is proposed to authorize an additional expenditure of $304,716.71, all applicable taxes included, payable to Excavation Gricon. It's the company number 3286916 Canada Inc. for additional work carried out under contract Génie 2023-965, the oversizing of a sanitary sewer line.
Proposure.
Je vais proposer Luciano Picciacchia.
And second.
I'll second that, Mike Brown.
Point 6.8, il est proposé d'autoriser une dépense additionnelle de $6 000, toute taxe applicable incluse, payable à Landcare Independent Inc. pour des travaux supplémentaires effectués dans le cadre du contrat TP 2022-03, entretien des systèmes d'irrigation des édifices et terrains sportifs avec une option de renouvellement.
Proposeur.
Je le propose, Nancy Coconut-Smith.
Secondé.
Je seconde, Dominic Zito.
Item 6.9 is a cancellation of a contract. Considering that contract Génie 2023-320 ditch piping, Town of Kirkland, Harold, and the Somerville Streets was awarded on June 5, 2023, the whole being conditional upon obtaining the certificate of authorization from the MEL-CCFP. Considering that during the MEL-CCFP, which is the Ministry of Environment, approval process, several modifications had to be made to the town's initial plans, thereby changing the scope of the contract. Considering that the execution of the contract has not commenced and that the town has still not received the certificate of authorization from the Ministry of Environment, it is proposed to cancel the awarding of contract Génie 2023-320 ditch piping and the resolution CN 23165 dated June 5th, 2023.
I need somebody to propose.
I'll propose that, Steve Bouchard.
And second.
I'll second that, Karen Cliff.
Au point 7, administration et finances, le premier point est le 7.1. Considérant que la Ville a réalisé un emprunt à long terme par obligation pour financer le règlement d'emprunt numéro 2008-01, que la date d'échéance de cet emprunt est le 18 décembre 2023 et qu'à l'échéance, le solde de cet emprunt sera de $1 328 000. Considérant que la Ville souhaite rembourser le solde de cet emprunt à l'échéance, il est proposé qu'à l'échéance de l'emprunt à long terme réalisé pour financer le règlement d'emprunt 2008-01, le conseil municipal de la Ville de Kirkland rembourse en totalité le solde de cet emprunt et d'autoriser la directrice générale adjointe et trésorière à signer pour et au nom de la Ville tout document à cet effet et à rembourser le solde de cet emprunt.
Un proposeur.
Je le propose Luciano Picciacchia.
Secondé par.
I'll second that, Mike Brown.
Point 7.2, it is proposed to authorize the application for financial assistance in the amount of $97,750 within the framework of the programme Éco-camionnage volet acquisition d'une technologie of the Ministère des Transports et de la Mobilité durable du Québec, and to designate the Director of Public Works as the Town of Kirkland's representative to follow up on the application for financial assistance, and to authorize him to sign for and on behalf of the town all documents related to this application.
This application would represent approximately $97,000 for the purchase of a vehicle we already purchased, but we're going to get this grant for this volet d'acquisition. It's a special program with the provincial government. So I need somebody to approve.
I'll propose that Nancy Goodnesses.
And second?
I'll second her nomination.
Thank you.
Au point 7.3, il est proposé d'autoriser le dépôt d'une demande d'aide financière au montant de 100 000 dans le cadre du programme d'incitatif pour les véhicules moyens et lourds à zéro émission de Transport Canada et de désigner le directeur des travaux publics comme représentant de la Ville pour le suivi de la demande d'aide financière et d'autoriser celui-ci à signer pour le nom de la Ville tout document en lien avec cette demande.
So the same program exists on the Canadian side for Canada. Represents, like Madame Leandro said, 100,000. So 100,000 plus the 97 on the vehicle, electric vehicle that we purchased for 400,000, and it's a welcome subsidy. I need somebody to propose.
Je l'ai proposé, Steve Bouchard.
And second.
Je le second, Karen Cliff.
Thank you.
Item 7.4, the Municipal Council takes note of the tabling by the Town Clerk of the privacy policy and of the governance policy regarding the protection of personal information that came into effect on September 22nd, 2023.
Propose?
No, it's just, sorry.
It's a tabling.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Tabling. Okay.
7.5, there is no additional contributions, which brings us to item 8 of ressources humaines. First item is 8.1. It is proposed to appoint Ms. Chrissy Amelin McKinney to the management position of forewoman, roadworks and contracts within the Public Works Department of the Town of Kirkland for a trial period of 12 months as of September 18, 2023, the whole in accordance with the employment policy for management employees of the Town of Kirkland.
This is a replacement of somebody that left us. So, propose.
Propose that, John Morrison.
And second.
I'll second that, Mike Brown.
Thank you.
Au point 9, 9.1, comité consultatif d'urbanisme. Il est proposé de nommer les membres du comité consultatif d'urbanisme comme suit. Co-président, M. Steven Bouchard, conseiller. Co-président, M. Luciano Picciacchia, conseiller. Les secrétaires, M. Luther Gutiérrez, chef de section service de l'aménagement urbain et de l'environnement, ou M. Alexandre Gervais, chef de division service de l'aménagement urbain et de l'environnement. Les personnes ressources, M. Christopher Parent, directeur service de l'aménagement urbain et de l'environnement. Les commis à l'inspection de ce même service, Mme Ella Amini, Mme Rosemary Capelelli, M. Nadi Jourdac, Mme Gilda Paulin, M. Jean-Marc Roberge, Mme Yona Theodorescu et un poste vacant. D'accorder aux membres du comité consultatif d'urbanisme un mandat s'échelonnant du 1er novembre 2023 au 31 octobre 2024 et de fixer le jour de la tenue des assemblées ordinaires mensuelles du comité consultatif d'urbanisme au deuxième mardi du mois à compter de 10 novembre.
Un proposeur.
Propose that, Mike Brown.
Secondé.
I'll second him, Nancy Goodnesses.
Item 9.2, it is proposed to take note of the request for approval of the site planning and architectural integration program and accompanying documents for the expansion project on Lot 2 for 60141 in Zone 109R, located at 180 Niagara Street, and the extract of the minutes of the PAC meeting held on September 12, and to approve as submitted the site planning and architectural integration plans listed in item 3.1.1 of the minutes of the PAC meeting held on September 12, said plans being in conformity with bylaw SPAIP 2022-55 and having received a favorable recommendation from the PAC.
Propose
I'll propose that, Steve Bouchard.
and second.
I'll second it, Luciano Pachacki.
Thank you.
Nous sommes maintenant au point 10. Le point 10.1, la nomination des membres du comité de démolition. Il est proposé de nommer les membres du comité de démolition de la ville de Kirkland comme suit. Le maire, Michel Gibson, agissant comme président ou en son absence ou en cas d'incapacité d'agir, le maire suppléant. Les conseillers, messieurs Stephen Bouchard et Luciano Picciacchia. Secrétaire, M. Luther Gutiérrez, chef de section service de l'aménagement urbain et de l'environnement. Les personnes ressources, M. Christopher Parent, directeur service de l'aménagement urbain et de l'environnement, ou Alexandre Gervais, chef de division service de l'aménagement urbain et de l'environnement. Et d'accorder aux membres du comité de démolition un mandat s'échelonnant du 1er novembre 2023 au 31 octobre 2024.
Un proposeur, s'il vous plaît.
I'll propose that Nancy Cook Mercedes.
Et secondé. Besoin de secondaire? Je second, Jean-Marc. OK, merci.
Item 11 is the appointment of the members of the Public Security and Traffic Advisory Committee. It is proposed to appoint the members of the Public Security and Traffic Advisory Committee as follows. Chairman, Mr. Paul Dufault, Councillor. Vice Chairman, Mr. John Morrison, Councillor. Secretary, Mr. Samuel Tuck, Director, Engineering Department. Road Safety Advisor, a representative of the PDQ-1. Voting members, Mr. David Bisson, Mr. Rémi Bourdage, Mr. Frank Orio, and Ms. Valérie Miller, to grant a mandate to the members of the Public Security and Traffic Committee for a period extending from November 1st, 2023 to October 31st, 2024, and to set the date at which the Public Security and Traffic Committee shall hold its regular monthly sittings to the fourth Tuesday of every month at 7 p.m.
Propose
I will propose it, Luciano Pachacki.
and second
I'll
by.
second that, Steve Bouchard.
Thanks.
Point 12, 12.1. Il s'agit de la Semaine québécoise de réduction des déchets. Il est proposé d'autoriser la ville de Kirkland à promouvoir l'événement Semaine québécoise de réduction des déchets 2023 et d'inviter les résidents de Kirkland à participer en grand nombre à cette semaine de réduction des déchets qui se tiendra du 20 au 29 octobre 2023 et de les encourager à adopter des comportements éco-responsables et à mettre en œuvre de bonnes pratiques environnementales durables.
Un proposeur.
I'll propose that, Mike Brown.
Et secondé.
I'll second that, Nancy Cook Mercedes.
Which brings us to the Mayor's report on decisions taken by the Montreal Urban Agglomeration Council at the regular sitting held on September 21st, 2023.
No, I'm sorry, but I've got nothing to report, nothing was voted against. What was presented was factual, so that's my report.
Il n'y a aucune affaire touchant le point 14 qui est traité à la présente séance. Ce qui nous amène au point 15, support resolutions. We have one item. Is the transfer of buildings to school service centers by the municipalities. So this is quite a long one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Considering that the adoption of the Act to amend the Education Act as regards school organization and governance, Bill 40, municipalities were obliged to transfer to school service centers free of charge the immovables required for the construction or expansion of schools or school service centers. Considering that this transfer of responsibility was made without consulting the municipalities, and that the financial burden was not accompanied by a transfer of school tax revenues. Considering that education is a Quebec government responsibility, considering that several municipalities have noted a deterioration in the culture of partnership with school authorities since the adoption of Bill 40, which is reflected both in terms of access to school facilities, for example, gymnasium, swimming pool, and in the sharing of CSS planning with municipalities. Considering that a growing number of municipalities are now obliged to assume significant costs as a result of this legislative amendment, that in a context where inflationary pressures are significant and municipal responsibilities are constantly on the rise, this additional financial burden is becoming difficult for municipalities to manage. Considering that since 2020, the municipal sector has made numerous representations to the Quebec government urging it to assume its responsibilities in the acquisition of immovables for the construction and expansion of schools. Considering that despite the interventions of the municipal sector asking the Quebec government to correct the situation, the Quebec government has not expressed any willingness to review its ways of doing things. It is proposed that the Town Council of the Town of Kirkland ask the Quebec government to assume all costs related to the acquisition of school immovables, to take into account the development and urban planning of municipalities when establishing new school facilities, to ensure that CSSS gives priority to optimizing the buildings that they already own in line with the vision set out in the Politique nationale d'architecture et d'aménagement du territoire, to offer models of compact and innovative school facilities, enabling the state exemplarity in terms of land use planning and the efficiency of public investments, and finally, to ensure that CSS cooperate fully with the municipalities in their respective territories.
Okay, propose.
I'll propose that, John Morrison.
And second?
I'll second that, Steve Bouchard.
Thank you very much.
Le conseil municipal prend acte du dépôt de la correspondance du mois de septembre 2023 par la greffière. Au point 17, à sous affaires nouvelles, nous avons donc 2 points. Le premier point, it is proposed to abolish the position of Administrative Unit Secretary in the Public Works Department and to create the new position of Administrative Unit Secretary in the Administrative Department with assignment to different departments of the Town of Kirkland according to operational needs.
Propose.
I'll propose that Nancy Gilchrist.
And second?
I'll second it, Luciano Pachak.
Thank you.
Le deuxième point qu'on ajoute sous affaires nouvelles, considérant que l'employé numéro 4433 est toujours en période de probation, considérant la recommandation formulée par le directeur général, il est proposé de destituer l'employé 4433 pour les motifs expliqués verbalement par le directeur général et d'autoriser celui-ci à donner effet à la présente résolution et à signer tout document en lien avec cette destitution et de donner instruction au directeur général d'acheminer copie de la présente résolution à cet employé.
Un proposeur.
Je propose John Morrison.
Et secondé par?
And I'll second that, Mike Brown.
Merci.
Ce qui nous amène maintenant à la période de questions du public. Public question period is now open. La période de questions est maintenant ouverte. Tout membre du public qui désire s'adresser au conseil municipal est prié de faire la file derrière le micro. Lorsque le droit de parole vous est accordé, veuillez ne pas toucher le micro, énoncer vos noms et adresses et formuler votre question de manière claire et concise en vous adressant au maire dans un langage respectueux. Chaque intervention est limitée à 2 questions Il vous sera possible de poser des questions supplémentaires lorsque tous les membres du public qui désirent s'adresser au conseil auront eu l'occasion de le faire. Public question period is now open. Members of the audience who wish to address the municipal council are requested to line up behind the microphone. When given the floor, please refrain from touching the microphone. State your name and address and direct your question to the mayor in a clear and concise manner using respectful language. Each intervention is limited to 2 questions, and you will be able to ask additional questions once all members of the audience who wish to address the council have had a chance to do so.
Question? Pas de question ce soir?
No questions.
Okay.
Good evening, John Mondo, 49 Basin Point. So my question is that something must not be working with Hydro-Quebec. On my street, since November 26, 2021, I've undergone 10 power failures. So it's an average of 1 every 2 to 3 months. So I just would like the council to have a conversation with Hydro-Quebec, review if the infrastructure is working, ask a couple of questions, because I do not find this normal, that I have to undergo a power failure on a regular basis.
And I'll just review on the exchange we had with Hydro-Quebec. We understand your concern, and I'll read an email I sent, not the regional manager, but the person that's in charge of the island of Montreal. I know her well because she dealt with us back in 2013. And I'll read it. I'll read it in French. My email was in French.
Pas de problème.
Pas de problème. Bon, Madame, lors de mon appel téléphonique de mardi, le 27 septembre, je vous ai exprimé mon insatisfaction concernant le nombre de pannes excessives dans les secteurs aux alentours de Charlevoix et Néligan. Ça inclut ton secteur à toi. Je demande à Hydro-Québec d'enquêter davantage les causes de ces pannes, comme vous avez fait en 2013 sur le boulevard Kirkland, où on avait un problème similaire, où vous avez envoyé des équipes pour examiner chaque cour arrière de résidents et de remplacer les équipements défectueux ou en fin de vie. Puis juste te donner une idée, il avait remplacé pas loin de 6 transformers qui étaient en fin de vie. Les résisteurs sur les lignes, il en avait changé une 50aine. Il avait changé 3 poteaux. Lorsque toutes ces réparations-là ont été faites, il y avait des pannes, mais pas autant qu'on avait auparavant. C'était plutôt des pannes causées par des tempêtes, le vent, les branches.
Ça, je suis d'accord. La seule chose.
Ensuite, pour continuer, en fin de vie, ce que vous avez fait en 2013 a résolu le problème des pannes excessives de ce secteur. Je m'attends à ce que Hydro-Québec fasse le même travail sur les rues concernées dans l'attente d'une nouvelle positive. La madame m'a répondu le même jour. Elle me dit les mots suivants. Nous avons bien saisi votre demande et sachez que nous traitons avec sérieux. À la suite de notre conversation, j'ai fait des suivis auprès de mes collègues concernés par ces situations. Je vous reviens rapidement avec des propositions pour une rencontre conjointe nous permettant d'établir des actions et des solutions. Donc, on fait ce qu'on peut pour aller chercher l'information, mais on va avoir une résolution. On le sait qu'il y a un problème.
Merci.
Bienvenue.
Good evening. Hazel Ami, 56 Reginald Drive. Last year I came to see you to ask if there was a possibility of building an aquatic facility for Kirkland, and you said you would look at it. I was wondering if you have had any thoughts about building an aquatic recreational centre.
We already expressed it in front of council last month, or the previous month, we had that question. We're looking at a site at this present time. And yes, we need an aquatic center, but for now we have nothing to show you. I believe in December we'll have a sit down with a consultant and look at our option, where to put it. We've got a reserve land on the land we sold, Rosefella, where there's a piece of land that we have a first refusal, let's say. We've got, I believe it's 2 years, Joe? 2 years and a half? Okay, we've got until September 2025. So to exercise, 24, to exercise our option. And we did put money aside, $9,400,000 for the land that we sold at that same price. So yes, we're looking at it, but we're not ready to give you any input or plan, but eventually you'll see the vision of our council will come up and our residents will be advised of it.
Okay, thank you, because there are still a lot of children this year
Oh, I know that.
have not been able to go to a swimming program because there's no room in Beaconsfield and there's no room in Pontiac.
Yeah.
And I think that's really sad, especially since we live on an island and children should be able to swim. So.
But in the meantime, I don't know, just a moment. It's not done yet? Okay. Okay, we're working on something for the meantime, but we're not ready to basically announce it because there's no agreement signed. Are we expecting that a few more months? A few more months we'll be able to tell you something, not on the existing new aquatic system, but probably a solution until we build that aquatic center. So be patient, we're working on it.
Okay, I hope that it will come within the next few years. You know, I'm getting older, so before I wasn't here anymore. The other question I have is just a practical one. On Niagara, close to the junction with Reginald Brown, we've had 2 bursts of the main pipe within the last 2 years. The we've had 2 within the last 2 to 3 years. I was wondering, is there any plan to look at the aquatic system there on Niagara? Because there must be a problem, to have 2 breaks in such a short length of time and in the same area. So.
Yeah, it's probably at Niagara and the piping 25, 30 years. Yeah. What we do in certain sectors, we'll regain reline. We'll reline in certain area. That gives us another 20, 25 years. But we're aware of the breaks there. But for now, there's no plan on Niagara.
Okay.
So we'll advise you at budget time if there's something that will be done. Either lining those pipes or paving. I don't know the year of that street when it was done the last time. So for now, you'll have to be patient with us, but we're aware of the breaks.
Okay. On the other hand, I'd just like to thank you for the speed that the team came to repair the pipes. They did a really good job. I know they still got to put the tarmac down, but it's cleaned up and it's safe.
It was nice,
They did a really good job.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Joe.
Bob Collins, 168 Niagara.
Yeah, Bob.
Coming back what this lady just said about the piping and all that, approximately maybe 13 to 15 years ago, that part of Niagara was dug up and paved and everything like that.
Okay.
What was wrong with the pipe? Why didn't we look at the pipes at that point?
They probably did replace the actual pipe, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, not 15 years ago. You're saying they're 25 years ago.
Just a moment, Bob. Be patient. Was it just the...
No, it was not a... But it was not a... We didn't verify the pipe, I don't think.
Yeah, it was just a resurfacing.
But you dug up the street completely and you just resurfaced. You didn't check the piping.
The piping were not done, no.
Yeah?
Yeah, well...
So Bob, if I had checked the pipes 15 years ago, then it would have probably have been in good condition.
Yeah.
So we would not have redone the pipes 15 years ago. 2 main grades in a 2 or 3 year period on a street that's probably more like 40 or 45 years old is not uncommon. What I've done is I've noted it. I'll have my guys do an inspection of the pipe.
Yeah.
Right, but typically your life cycle of a pipe is anywhere between 60 to 70 years is the life cycle of a pipe.
So what about the other section that was done maybe 4 years ago?
It's not a pipe.
No, just a second. Let me finish my.
Okay.
They did from Hood or beyond Hood right to, I would say, Dragon. 4 years ago or 3.5 years ago, they did Dragon, the rest of Niagara. Was there checking of the pipes there too and everything, or just resurfacing again?
Resurfacing. Those pipes have not been redone in the last 15 years that I've been here.
Yeah. So we'll be checking it out.
Okay. I would like to talk about 6.5. Public call for tenders, URDA 2020-01, professional development services for special planning programs for Kirtland Wren Station.
Yeah, it's an extra expense of $2,763. Professional is for professional development service for a special planning program, SPPN, for the Kirtland Wren Station area. It's an addition to, because they had to consider, or we gave them more responsibility to that contract. That's right.
But is that talking about any parking besides that?
Parking.
It's just for the. It's just for the.
It's not parking.
It's an official. We gave out a mandate, but 2 years ago to look at that site and see what can be done with it and development of it. Right, whether it be the rev station, parking, housing, redevelopment, and requalifying of that site. That's just an additional cost because we gave them an extra mandate. We added something to the initial mandate, which cost us $2,700. So it's about an overview of the entire site with that there is.
Okay,
but not necessarily.
It's not the ribbon building at all you're talking about.
No, it's really about redeveloping the commercial center.
That sector. My next question, 6.2. Who's Genie for the asphalt paving, leveling, and cement for continuous servicing? Who is the company?
Company itself, it's Sintra Inc.
That's the old Meloche company on
The old, right
Is
here.
it?
Okay, that's what okay, I'll be back for other questions.
Okay. Next question.
Good evening, folks. You can move the mic a little.
Sure.
I'll try to talk here below. Luc Pigeon, 16876 Highness. And did I say, how do you do? How do you do? So, like I promised Tom, I did misunderstand what he actually said. So I'm going to read my apology to him. Hey Tom, I promised you and I'm going to. Okay. Councillor Zito probably did say that there are too many people on the planet at last month's council meeting. And I apologize. I apologize, really seriously, for having misunderstood what he had said before the council meeting. However, it's always wrong for politicians in power to blame the people for climate change when politicians are the only ones who can make policies to clamp down on cigarette use, infectious diseases like COVID, greenhouse gas emissions, and population growth. So they're in control, not us. So do you accept my apology?
No, that wasn't an apology.
Wasn't it?
That was an apology, but.
Well, that's the best I can do today. I'm sorry. So,
you lied about me.
No, I misunderstood what you said. I was so sure you said that the people are responsible. I'm sorry. I mean, I apologize.
That's a better apology.
I'm sorry.
That's a better apology.
Okay, thank you. So, I did send you an email on a brief description of what my question would be. But I have a complete one, and it's quite elaborate and very good. So, I also want to point out that there is a YouTube on my channel that elaborates the question. My question is based on that YouTube, actually. So, I would like to, I have a copy for every council member. I'd like you to have them, because I'm deposing my question. Please, can I leave this for every council member?
Just une copie.
Okay, great.
Give it to Mike. Yeah.
No,
give it to Mike.
They will be given to everyone.
Yes.
Okay, because you'll have to listen to my question, not to read it. All right.
So
I have some in color. I have three in color.
Just one is sufficient. Just one.
No, you won't have to make photocopies. They're in color on top.
Okay. Yeah.
And there's an important link there. Hey, I need a copy for myself. Not in color, maybe a black and white. I'll leave the color for you guys. Thank you.
Premièrement, j'ai juste un mot à vous dire, M. Pigeon.
Oui.
Vous m'avez déjà envoyé un commentaire qui est vraiment pas une question. Là, tu me dis qu'une nouvelle question.
No, there is a brief description of what my question would be, because I haven't actually...
Okay, so I won't be answering your question.
No, my question is here. That's why I let you have
Wait.
What?
Make sure that when you're saying something, I've got personnel that are looking at your, like Madame Rienzo, also our environment committee, to give you at least a respond to your question. Now you're telling me you got a new question.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm sorry. Listen, maybe...
Okay, just read it, but I won't be answering your question tonight.
Well, it's okay. You can answer next month if you want, no problem.
Okay. Send your message.
Okay, so the subject is, the future of our world depends on you. My preamble, runaway climate change is breaking down and collapsing our climate, and causing irreversible conditions that will make our planet uninhabitable for future generations. Will you please watch the following video on my YouTube channel that I've left a copy of, that explains why there is so much turmoil in the world today, and why the following question needs to be answered by our elected representatives, such as yourself. And I refer to the YouTube video. Question: how did we get into this appalling mess with climate change? When will we acknowledge that the people we put in power are responsible for climate change? And when will we make a serious attempt to prevent their perversion and greed from destroying what's left of our once pristine and healthy planet? And I don't think you're going to answer that. It's okay. I'm used to that. Okay, thank you very much. Have a good evening. We'll see you later.
Prochaine question. Autre question.
Good evening. 168 Niagara. Bob Cox.
Okay.
I'd like to talk about the Public Security and Traffic Advisory Committee.
Okay.
I brought up the subject about the lights on corner St. Charles and Brunswick.
Yeah.
And I'm still realizing that there's something that could be fixed now, not in 3 years from now or 2 years from now when you're changing the systems.
Oh, okay, but you're aware? Yeah. Next year we're changing all the lighting on St. Charles.
But at the present time, Mr. Mayor and councils, if you drive down there and you stop at the corner,
Yeah.
there's only 6 cars that crosses.
And that's why the new system will resolve
Just a
what
second.
you're talking about. It will be intelligent. When you'll have 6 cars there, 1 car there, the system will dictate.
We're talking at the present time.
Yeah, but at present time, there's no.
Just a second. You could fix it that where the metro is, metro and IGA, the lights there, maybe keep them waiting a little bit and let the people of Kirkland that's coming down Brunswick and everything to cross over, maybe an extra 6 cars. You understand?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make sense. If I've been studying that corner and the traffic there, okay, I heard the councillors saying, oh yeah, there's people from Pierreful. My concern about Pierreful doesn't bother me.
Me too.
My concern is the public, the people, the residents of Kirkland.
If you recall, two meetings ago, we told you the synchronization is not done for Pierreful people, it's done for Kirkland people.
There was a thing saying, somebody said that the Pierreful people, if you extended that, they would come down Audidoo. I know there's traffic on Audidoo. I know that. It's coming from Pierreful. You got no other way out of it. But
so for now,
no, not next year.
It's going to be next
year. No. Can't shoot.
Just right.
We got no patience, Mr. Mayor? No, Mr. Mayor. It seems that a couple of councils now, excuse me. No, it's not next year.
What we're doing. But nobody said that. You don't want to fix it next year?
Yes, but I want maybe a little solution.
Yeah, but there's none. Okay, go ahead.
Bob, at the last meeting or the meeting before, you asked a very similar question in which I took you through the fact that there's a sequence that's determined for that intersection. It's set up in a way that's efficient for all sides, whether it's our residents coming from the north, our residents coming from the south, and or for Newberry, Brunswick East, and Brunswick West to access St. Charles. That's how we set it up. Anytime that I give additional to one side, I have to take it away from somewhere else. There is no fix at this present time. What we're trying to do is install intelligent intersections that allows for manipulation of the intersection depending on where the traffic is. There is nothing that can be done at this point in time.
Nothing whatsoever. Oh, it's terrible.
We agree. That's why we're changing all our lineup.
But
we were supposed to do it this year, but we had so many projects going on, and lots of our residents were frustrated. So we had to postpone that project until next year. So if you be patient next year, you'll see a big improvement.
We got patience, but you know, it's okay.
Limited patience.
Okay. Any more questions?
Bingo. No, it's bingo.
Bingo. Bonsoir, Monsieur le maire.
Bonjour. Bonsoir.
Bonsoir les gens de l'administration. Bonsoir les conseillers. André Léveillé. Je peux pas vous donner l'adresse. Je suis ici pour vous donner des fleurs, vous envoyer des fleurs. Vous n'avez pas souvent, je vais vous les donner. Je suis venu avec ma famille, mon épouse, David, mon garçon, et Daniel, mon garçon. Si vous permettez, je me suis fait un petit mémo. Je l'ai remis, that's it.
Yeah, what?
That's it.
Oh, that's it.
J'ai quasiment l'impression qu'il y a beaucoup de gens qui viennent vous dire bonjour quand ils s'en vont de Kirkland. J'espère qu'il va y en avoir d'autres. Moi, j'en suis un. Je prends les lunettes de mon épouse. on a quitté Saint-Laurent il y a 40 ans, le seul endroit où je voulais venir vivre, c'est à Kirkland. Kirkland, dans le temps, c'était une petite ville, encore en campagne, avec des terres agricoles. Maintenant, elle est devenue de plus en plus belle, de plus en plus grande. Oui, Kirkland, elle a grandi, elle est devenue de plus en plus belle. Nous avons vécu 40 belles années. It seems like yesterday that we arrived in Kirkland and now the reality has reached us. We have to leave. We want to be closer to our kids and family. So we are here tonight to say to you, merci, thank you, grazie. I have to read it. Afghanistan? That's good. Oui, merci de nous avoir écoutés. Nous et nos citoyens pendant 40 ans que nous avons passé ici. Et merci de prendre soin d'eux. Je sais que vous les écoutez et que vous avez à cœur leurs demandes, même les plus compliquées, et à chaque fois je suis impressionné des résultats. Merci pour votre professionnalisme. Thank you for being professional in your work. Kirkland will miss my family. No, there's a mistake. I'll read it in reverse. My family will definitely miss Kirkland. Maintenant, nous disons adieu à Kirkland, mais moi, je n'ai pas le courage de vous dire adieu. Alors, à la place. So we are not saying adios to Kirkland, but I don't have the courage to say to our friends. So instead we say au revoir, goodbye, arrivederci. Your turn now. Adieu. Adieu. And again, my last word is thank you for your friendship. Thank you for being here for us tonight and your citizen. And I know sometimes it's not easy, but I know you can do the job. I have 3 letters to tell you how Kirkland is and should be in the future. And it's not KKK, it's KKG. Keep Kirkland great. My last word is, I thought growing old would take longer. Goodbye, everybody.
Juste pour te dire, toi et Suzanne, on vous a vu ici, moi ça fait longtemps que je vous vois ici, quasiment un bon 30 ans. J'ai toujours apprécié, ou le conseil a toujours apprécié ton positivisme. Tu pouvais critiquer, mais aussi apporter les bons points. C'est ça qui nous fait plaisir. Ce que tu viens de nous lancer, c'est des fleurs, mais t'en mérites beaucoup toi aussi. Merci d'avoir vécu toutes ces années-là sur Henri Daou, surtout sur Henri Daou. Et puis, justement, j'ai rencontré tes 2 garçons. Il y en a un qui a déjà travaillé pour nous, tu sais. Puis, écoute, je te souhaite tout le succès au monde. Puis, rapproche-toi de ta famille. La famille, c'est important. Suzanne, puis les gars, vous avez Suzanne, puis André, vous avez des très bons parents. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. Est-ce qu'il y a d'autres questions? Donc, je demanderai un proposeur pour la levée de l'Assemblée.
Je propose la levée.
Et secondé par?
I'll second that, Karen Cliff.
Merci. Juste pour vous rappeler que notre prochaine séance publique aura lieu le 6 novembre 2023 à 20h. Our next public meeting, Monday, November the 6th, 2023 at 8 p.m. So, merci d'être venu. On va vous voir le mois prochain. Merci.